It looks like Rockstar Games might be in the final development stages for Grand Theft Auto 6 thanks to some recent job listings they put out for the brand new studio they launched just a couple of months ago. We'll be diving into all of that in this video today and a whole lot more. So back in August of this year, Rockstar opened a brand new studio in Los Angeles, and there wasn't a massive public announcement or reveal for this. It kind of just went under the radar. Now, it's unknown what the studio has been opened for or what they've actually been working on, but recently there were 3 job listings posted that could indicate that the studio is wrapping up work on Grand Theft Auto 6. So Rockstar LA is looking for 3 different positions. In the coding side, they're looking for an electronics engineer and a senior electronics engineer. In the performance caption sector, they're looking for a casting assistant and a casting associate. And for the writing part, they want an associate writer, pedestrian, and ambient dialogue. And what's important here is all 3 of these job listings have been put up in relation to NPC or non-playable characters and other voice-over roles, along with an associate writer for pedestrians and ambient dialogue. Now, as far as that associate writer position, this is what Rockstar says. Rockstar is on the lookout for a talented writer to work on dialogue for our ambient population. This is an entry-level role that will have you working alongside other writers to create exciting, interactive encounters with our game's pedestrians. So on the surface level, it seems very clear that these are job listings for Grand Theft Auto 6, and it looks like Rockstar might be in the final stages of adding pedestrians, NPCs, and ambient dialogue into the game. Now, as far as the other 2 roles go, the casting associate, Rockstar is looking for a Los Angeles-based casting associate to support our casting production. This role will focus on organizing writing requests, communicating with agents and directors, and meeting tight deadlines. Other responsibilities include listening to studio auditions and making selects, writing mock audition slides, and problem-solving last-minute casting issues with skill and composure. As far as the casting assistant goes, they say Rockstar is looking for a LA-based casting assistant to support our casting production. This role will focus on organizing requests, communicating with talent and agents, and keeping accurate records. Other responsibilities include organizing audio auditions, writing mock audition slides, and writing talent through audition and paperwork questions. Now, the big question that a lot of you guys are probably going to be asking right now is this for Grand Theft Auto 6, or is it possible that Rockstar is already early working on the next title after GTA 6? Well, I believe it's for the next Grand Theft Auto game, and here's why. So from what very little I know about game development, pedestrian dialogue, unlike the main story, so things you'll hear from like Michael DeSanta or Arthur Morgan, that is not necessarily done very early on. This is something that typically happens at the very late stages of the game. Because if you think about it, ambient pedestrian dialogue, like for example, the phone conversations you might hear of a person going down the boulevard in Vice City, that's something really that can only be done after the game world, the story, the lore, all of that is already implemented so that Rockstar can make the pedestrians feel as connected to the world as possible. Like, for example, they might make offhanded comments about what the weather might be like in Vice City, or certain events that might transpire, or a billboard that they might see. So if you're understanding me here, that's something that can't really be done early on and really can only be established once a big majority of the game is completed, because it is very much separate from the main story and the main dialogue. And if we go back to the GTA 6 leaks we saw in September 2022, you'll notice that the game didn't even have about 95% of the pedestrians in the game. You really just had our 2 main characters, Jason and Lucia, and pretty much everyone else was this unfinished model. So at that point in time, which you would say the game is the majority of the way done, Rockstar didn't even have the NPCs finished, and they certainly didn't have audio and dialogue for them. So this is kind of the point in time in which Rockstar would start doing that sort of stuff. And another reason it's very likely for Grand Theft Auto 6 is because this stuff is recorded up until the last few months of the game coming out. I don't know if you guys remember, but for both Red Dead Redemption 2 and for Grand Theft Auto 5, Rockstar had recording sessions and writing done all the way up until both their releases in 2013 and in 2018. So it's no surprise that Rockstar is still not done working on the game, even though a good majority of the game is probably complete. This is the sort of thing that they're going to be adding up until very late in development. These massive open world games have so much content, and these things have to be added at the very end. And as far as the other positions go, like the associate writers, it really does look like Rockstar is just adding to the current team they have. It doesn't look like that is a massive senior role. They're just looking for more help to sort of shore things up here. But all of this is good news. It does sound like Rockstar is getting the train on the tracks and things are moving in the right direction. And the discussion around these job listings and these new positions generated a lot of conversation. And we actually heard from Insider Tez Funds too, where someone said, I feel like game developers believe it's no longer acceptable to reuse assets and that every new game has to be something fresh or a complete overhaul. I don't think any of us care. GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas all basically ran on the same engine, used mostly identical physics engine, reused audio, vehicle models, among other similarities between them. All three of them released in a 3-year time span. I would have preferred 2 GTA releases since 2013 built off of 5 as a base rather than nothing at all. Does anyone else feel the same way? Do we really care about every new release being a complete overhaul? And he said, I believe the issue here isn't the reuse of assets, but mainly the scope. It's taking this long, and it's not the original Project America's version. In fact, the examples you stated so far, what Rockstar is doing from what we've seen in the leaks. It's not a different game. So you can see a lot of GTA 5 assets and the code based off Red Dead Redemption 2 systems from the leaks. Your problem is more to do with the increased scope. In this case, you really have to dive into the specifics to be able to have straightforward answers. You don't want ambiguous answers giving a sense of approval to specific aspects underneath, so that the scenario may not end up with, that's not what we want as a consequence. Specifics can be like, do you want interiors to be seamless in the new GTA or the same old instance interiors like they are in GTA Online? Do you want to see changes to the stealth element? Do you want passenger drive-by shooting to remain limited to SMGs and pistols, or be able to use assault rifles by hanging out of the car window like we've seen from the leaks? And I feel like with Grand Theft Auto 6, we are getting those new elements, and that is a big reason why this game has taken so long to come out. I don't feel like it's just going to be a simple copy and paste of the same old engine. Otherwise, I feel like we would have gotten this game out a whole lot longer ago. But it's still very interesting to think about, and it looks like at a minimum, Rockstar is in the final stages of development for Grand Theft Auto 6, which is great news. The faster Rockstar can more confidently wrap this thing up, the more confident they can be in themselves in making an announcement. So hopefully we're getting closer and closer to that date, but this is a good development update right here. I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What do you think these job listings mean? How far along do you think Rockstar is in the process of making the game? Are they at like the 90-95% mark? Let me know what you think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.